Hi, and welcome to this bonus episode of Giants of the Faith. In our regular episodes, we're progressing through a season featuring hymnists that have produced some of the greatest hymns in the history of the church. But it kind of begs the question, what is a hymn? And to be honest, that's not something that occurred to me to ask until I was 5 episodes through profiling hymn writers. To me, hymns just were what they were, and you know one when you hear one. But there has to be more to it than that. And while I'm certainly no musical theorist or even a garden variety musician, I'm going to try and answer that question today in this brief episode. So we'll start with the definition. Merriam-Webster says a hymn is a metrical composition adapted for singing in a religious service. And what does metrical mean? Well, it means it is composed in meter, of course, like a metrical poem, but what it really means is that it has verses or stanzas that have a repeating pattern of syllables. So, a hymn is a poem with repeating syllables that gets sung in a church service. So that's our definition, but of course there's more to it than that as well. It's also a poem that can stand on its own, without music and without being sung. A good hymn has a cadence that comes out even when the tune to it is not known. In their book, Sing with Understanding, An Introduction to Christian Hymnody, Harry Eskew and Hugh T. McElrath say it this way: a hymn should be simple and metrical in form, genuinely emotional, poetic and literary in style, spiritual in quality, and in its ideas so direct and so immediately apparent as to unify a congregation while singing it. Edith Margaret Clarkson, a modern hymn writer, lists out 6 characteristics of a hymn that set it apart from a song. According to her, a hymn is God-centered rather than self or man-centered. A hymn is theologically sound and rooted in Scripture rather than emotion. She also says a hymn has words of beauty, dignity, reverence, and simplicity. Similarly, hymns are made from good and true words that are both adult and precise. And finally, hymns unify the heart and turn them toward heaven. By contrast, worship songs are often informal, and they are centered on the music more than the lyrics. In general, worship songs are written for individual or group performances, in contrast to the corporate nature of hymn singing. Of course, that doesn't mean they're not sung corporately, but in general, that's not their design. And I've seen it written that hymns are about who God is, and worship songs are about what God does. Now that's kind of reductionist, but it's also not too far from reality. So in summary, a hymn is a poem set to music that's doctrinally sound, verbally efficient, and at the same time beautiful, and can stand on its own apart from the music. And that's it for this bonus episode. I hope that gives you something to think about as we focus on a few more hymnists in this series. Thanks very much for listening. Until next time, God bless.